Good morning. Y'all, when I tell y'all I'm so glad to be here, I could hardly sleep last night. I miss y'all. I gotta reintroduce myself and introduce myself to some of you who may not know who I am. I'm Tamara Shealey. I'm the Senior Advocate of Politics, Beauty, and Barber. I am the President of the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals. We are a two-in-one organization that addresses the need for continuing education as licensed beauty and barber professionals, and we address policies state to state that affect the beauty and barber industry. A lot of times these bills that are being passed in the state legislature, we don't have a clue. So let me reintroduce myself or introduce myself to those of you who, again, don't know who I am. But I come from this industry. I came into this industry in 1995, and when I tell y'all, I fell in love. I love y'all. I do. I love this industry. When I watched beauty and barber professionals, I came from the banking industry, and I tell you, I got robbed twice. And the second time I got robbed, I said, to hell with this. I'm going to find me a career that I love. And I fell in love with this industry. Literally, watch stylists make six figures, watch stylists do, drive fat cars, live in beautiful homes. Like, I saw the money, and then I saw the passion. I saw the love, the enthusiasm. I was like, this is who I want to be when I grow up. So I love y'all. I love y'all. So when I left the industry, let me kind of go back and tell my story for those of you who may not know. But when I left the industry, and God had to work on me because I didn't want to leave from behind the table. I was a nail tech, so I was always intentional about working around y'all who was doing it and feeding off of you and just. So God had to work on me, and I started watching policy. I started going to the state board meetings here in Georgia, and just didn't quite understand why the stylists and professionals, those of us providing services, I couldn't understand why we just wasn't making the money we used to make. Like, what was going on? This is 2010, 2011. Like, what's going on? So I started going to the board meetings. Those board meetings got me engaged with a bigger national organization, and I went to Washington, D.C., and I started advocating. I went twice, 2012 and 2013. And I advocated in Washington for tax policy. And many of you that own salons, you may know this. But if you have a salon and you have employees, you're being double taxed in this industry. Not only are you being taxed as an owner, your employee is being taxed on that same money. So this has been tax policy that the restaurant industry got initiated and resolved years ago. They won't do the same for us. And the reason why is because they see this industry as, first of all, they see it as we don't pay taxes the way we should, quote unquote. That's what they say. And we have a high default rate on our student loans. So there's no incentive for them to fix the problems that existed with taxes in our industry. But nevertheless, I went to Washington and advocated, but then I realized that the beauty and barber professionals, we have to have our own lane. We got to do our own thing. The organization that I went with represented the schools, manufacturers, distributors. We needed our own lane, and we needed our own voice. So that's when we started the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals in Politics, Beauty, and Barber. And we've been doing this now for 10 years. 10 years, state to state, watching policy that affects the beauty and barber industry. Is that my picture? Oh. I was like, is that me? That's your line. So, Georgia, all of you are licensed here in the state of Georgia. Do you know what's going on in policy here in Georgia? Does anybody know about the bills that are in the state legislature right now that affect you? Now, let me bring you up to speed. Lord, I should have bought my glasses, y'all. Bear with me. Look, them readers. I might need them. I might be all right, but I might need them. You see me squinching, you know to bring it to me. So Georgia HB 230. Okay, so Georgia HB 230. This is a housing discrimination based on hairstyles associated with race, color, or national origin. This is the Crown Act for Georgia. have y'all been following the Crown Act, the Hair Discrimination Bill? So HB 230, right here in Georgia, in the Georgia legislature. HB 305 is professionals and businesses. It addresses massage therapists, HB 305. HB 1231, this is about Niche Beauty Services Opportunity Act. I think y'all will be interested to hear this one. It's relating to barbers and cosmetologists so as to allow individuals and facilities to provide blow-dry styling, braiding, threading, and the application of cosmetics without being licensed by the State Board of Cosmetology and Barbers, to provide for definitions, to provide for a short title, a lot goes on yeah, without licensure. Pay attention, y'all. Another bill here in the Georgia legislature is SB 61, and it is looks like the mirror to HB 30 with the hair discrimination. Another bill in the Georgia Senate is SB 397. It's the General Education Development GED diploma update and replace terminology for those of you who are at schools. This affects the GED, and we gotta dive into it if we wanna know what's going on. So SB 397 is the GED. Georgia SB 528 is the emergency management, the inclusion of barbers and cosmetologists as essential workers in the event of the government declares a public health emergency. I think we all felt that, but I just want to applaud the Georgia Board of Cosmetology here, because they really fought for us, and I was definitely pushing for them to fight for us to get back to work. We are trained in health, safety, sanitation, and infection control. We should have been able to go back to work. Granted, everybody shut down and we needed to regroup, but this industry should have been able to go back to work. So I want to applaud the efforts of the Georgia Board of Cosmetology, because they really fought for us in that regard. On this one? Okay. Okay. Readjust here, y'all. Okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I want to give you, as I kind of bring it to a close a bit here, I want to give you just an overview of the number of bills across the nation that affect our industry that we've tracked. We started tracking hard numbers in 2015, and in 2015 we tracked 308 bills. In 2016 we tracked 343 bills. In 2017 we tracked 409 bills. In 2018 we tracked 355 bills. In 2019 we tracked 266 bills. In 2020, we tracked 422 bills. In 2021, we do our annual industry day here, and we'll give an update on the number of bills we tracked in 2021. Our annual industry day is the second Monday in June. But that just shows you the magnitude of the number of bills that affect our industry that beauty and barber professionals have no clue about. These are the laws that affect you, that affect your money. Because what it all boils down to is the money in your pocket. They see it, and there's a bigger agenda to take it and create an industry of workers. We are not workers. We are professionals. So I just wanted to bring you some information. And one more thing before I step away, because I know y'all got a busy schedule ahead of you. I'm running for the U.S. Senate here in Georgia. I am on your ballot this coming May. I'm running for the U.S. Senate here in Georgia, and I need your support, and I'm asking that you really, really help take us to Washington. You know what's so funny is when people hear that I come from the beauty and barber industry, they try to act like I'm nothing and nobody. But I laugh at them. I laugh at them because it's like when COVID hit, I was thinking to myself, look at what y'all look like without us, right? they was looking real crazy without us, right? So we're needed, and we have to be respected. So I'm an advocate for this industry. When I filled out my paperwork here in Georgia to run for the U.S. Senate, they asked me what was my occupation, and I proudly put advocate, because I represent you, I love you, you are the root of me. You gave me this passion that I have to go out and fight for us. And now I'm taking this to Washington. There are bills in Washington that need to be addressed, that are specific to health and safety, that affect us. and I want to champion our issues on the federal level. So again, I am Tamara Shealey. I'm going to have a booth out there, and if you're interested in our organization, we would love to have you join. And I'll have some information that you can take and share. If you want yard signs, I got them in the car, I'll go get you some. You want a t-shirt, I got them in the car, I'll get you some. We just gotta get our issues on the national stage. We have a voice, and I intend to be that voice for us. So I thank you, and I appreciate you, and I love you, and y'all have a wonderful morning. Thank you.